Ladies and gentlemen, I know you want to gamble, and I know that no one will stop you from doing it. But at least you can do it in the most intelligent, smart way possible. Whether you're having fun or you're just going to gamble for money, every smart gambler needs to know what I'm going to tell you right now to be in that 1%. It's a simple thing to do, but a lot of people, unfortunately, don't do that, and this is why gambling for them always ends up tragic or extremely short-lived, right? So I suggest that you listen to my point because it's going to give you the edge, the advantage. That long-term plan, long-term mindset is going to lower your risk and prove to the casinos that there's one thing that they definitely cannot have over you, which is your mind, okay, your psychology. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, look at this, record keeping. Now, this is very important, right? It's the systematic practice of documenting your gambling activity, including details like dates, times, games played, amounts wagered, wins, losses, and emotional states. So why is it important? First of all, identifies the true profit and loss, provides an accurate picture of your overall financial performance, not just session by session. You know how many people actually lose track of what they've made, the losses that they've made? It's crazy, and it can really ruin your your net worth, your bankroll, everything. You cannot be off track. You need to know every single play you're making, what it's bringing you, how much you're wasting on it, and so on. So reveals trends and habits, helps you spot patterns in your play, losing more in certain games, always losing after a few drinks. That's very important. Guys, if you can spot that mistake that you make, gosh, it can save you so much money. You know, someone I know goes out, gambles, drinking, drunk, and realizes that they tend to lose more money when they are drunk. So guess what? They stop getting drunk, and actually they recovered so many of their losses. It's insane. But, you know, these little things do matter. So improves decision making, allows for objective analysis of strategies, helps identify areas for improvement. Definitely, guys. You can go over your record and you can look at it. Okay, and you can see where you can improve, what you can do. Supports emotional control. Seeing the hard data can provide denial or irrational chasing of losses. Guys, that is very true. I mean, if in your records it shows that you are losing a lot, you are gonna actually, start thinking, you start understanding whether maybe you should quit or maybe you should change your strategy. But if you don't keep a record of it, then you might even think in your head that you are doing okay, you've just lost a little bit, or you're even break even. But in reality, you might be in a massive loss. So that's very important. And obviously for the tax purposes, guys, very important, pay your taxes. If you are actually gambling for the purpose of making money, right, as an income. Now, example using Fred. So Fred is the guy that I like to use. Fred's just an average man out there looking, to go in and do some damage, right? Have some fun. So this is a case scenario with Fred. Fred enjoys playing online slots and blackjack. He thinks he's doing okay overall. So without record keeping, Fred might remember his big wins but quickly forget his smaller losses. He feels like he's breaking even or slightly up, but his bank account keeps shrinking. He has no idea which games are costing him the most of his blackjack strategy, or if his blackjack strategy is actually working. So this is, a guy who's clueless, a guy with no plan, with nothing, really, and just has no idea. Might be gambling away his last money, his savings, but he's out of control. And this is Fred with record keeping. So Fred starts a simple spreadsheet for each session. He logs, right, date, game, time played, starting balance 200, ending balance 175, lost 25, and felt rushed. Maybe I played too fast. After a month, he looks at his data. He realizes he consistently loses on slots, but often breaks even or makes small wins on blackjack when playing focused. He also sees his biggest losses on Friday nights when he's tired. The concrete data helps him change his habits. You know how important data is? Literally, data is based on everything. Think about it. Google, websites, they have thousands, hundreds of thousands of these data engineers that are just compiling all the data, working on what works best. what's going to drive in the traffic, what do people like seeing, what do people not like seeing. Like, they've got all the data, and they can, because they really put in a lot of effort to collect data. There's literally lots of money being spent just to collect data. So it would be foolish if you did not do the same. And you can always download many apps or you can just use a piece of paper and a pen, write everything down, whatever it is, and you will improve and you will understand how it's done better for you guys. So quickly, how can you do this? How can you improve on this? Well, it's very simple, right? Let's do this. Choose a method, use a simple notebook, a spreadsheet, or dedicated gambling tracker app. Be consistent, include key data, right? Always log data, game duration, start, end balance, net profit, loss. Record every session, no matter how small the win or loss. Add notes, include details about your emotional state, strategic decisions, or any unusual events. Regular review, set aside time to analyze your records for patterns and insights, and adjust strategy. Use the data to make informed decisions to your game selection, betting habits, or playing times. So if you do all these things, ladies and gentlemen, like, you are going to improve so much. But I would suggest that you actually try all these methods. These are the methods that are going to lead you to become a better record keeper. That's it. That's it. Simple as that. I mean, it's such a simple thing to do, and many of you are like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense, it's logical, but you just don't do it because you're like, well, what's the point? Does it even matter? And you just can't be bothered. But really, like, even if you are doing it for entertainment, for fun, it's still good. Still good. Because you will actually start having more of an interest, you start understanding it better, and you'll lower your risk, and you will never be too bothered. The worst is like when you have no game plan, you don't keep record of anything, and then you just lose a lot, and you want to blame everything and everyone and yourself, and you just kind of destroy your life because of that. So think it through, okay? Learn this strategy, understand this, and also another very important thing. Remember, casinos cannot manipulate your psychology or emotions if you're very good at it, okay? That's something that you can beat the casinos at, because they rely on you to be weak-minded, on you to be emotional, and that's how they win. This is why the house always wins. That's where they really get the advantage. So if you want, more emotional tips, tricks, and all that great stuff, guys, I'm going to make it very clear to you, okay? It's all in my Telegram group. I mean, as simple as that. And I'm building up a community. And in that group, we're giving out a lot of free bonuses, lots of money for you to actually, go in there and gamble, at least with not your money, if that makes any sense. You can add your own money later on, but it's better to do it with bonuses, with free spins, and all that great stuff is pretty much up for grabs nowadays as the online casinos are growing. They're trying to attract players, and they're willing to give whatever it takes. And I've heard of stories of people actually making money. Someone claimed a bonus of $100 or $200. They turn it into $10K, and guess what? It's a success story, because at the end of the day, they made money with playing without their money. I mean, these are stories that happen, and many stories there are where people don't do that well, but you never know. If you don't take action, you never know. If that person had never taken action, they would have never made money. So think it through, and yeah, I would really love you to improve in this tactic on record keeping. Go join my Telegram. I'm going to leave the link down below, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.